That's why I'm married.
Navid Central. What's up, guys? It's your boy Navid Central, back with another amazing video. And today, guys, not only have I got some absolutely delicious food in front of me, I have a massively amazing guest who's not only my cousin, but he's also a very experienced businessman with a psychology degree. He's owned various businesses and he's got involved in this, well, the herbs and spices trade, which is absolutely taking off right now, guys, right? This is a long-awaited mukbang, and we should have done this ages ago, but sometimes I was busy, sometimes he was busy, but you know, we had to do this, and I'm super excited because, guys, I actually don't really know much about how this all begun, and I'm really curious to see how it's starting to take off so greatly. And guys, just to let you know before we start as well, I've only just had the southern fried coating, right? Yeah, that's the only southern fried coating. So the rest of them I haven't tasted before. Haven't tried the others. And the southern fried coating was absolutely delicious when I did taste it. But guys, without further ado, I'm going to present to you my cousin, Ayaz Ahmed, the CEO of Ever East Masalas. How you doing? You right?
Hi guys. I'm one of the CEOs. My sister's the other.
Okay, yeah.
Aisha, give it a shout.
Okay, yes, Aisha, big shout out. She's my cousin sister, yeah.
Yeah, long time. This was due.
Oh no, we meant to do this ages ago, huh?
Definitely.
How you feeling?
Yeah, good.
You've never done a mukbang before, yeah?
No, I've never done a mukbang before.
He's never done it before.
I'm feeling a bit nervous.
You feel a bit nervous? No, just look at it as if there's a million people watching. It's cool, no pressure.
Okay. Hi guys, and assalamu alaikum to all as well. And yeah, just enjoy the video.
So hopefully, okay, let me have a quick bite. This is masala fish, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to tuck in, mate?
Yeah. So
you've never tasted this before?
I haven't tasted masala fish before, right?
Okay.
So just so you know, guys, I got the masala fish, right? I've got this is tandoori lamb. Which marinade is this with? Tandoori chicken.
This one.
Okay, so I call it. How can I call that lamb? My brain's all over the place. I haven't eaten.
Tandoori chicken, that one.
Okay.
Masala fish is this
masala
one.
fish is this one, yeah.
Okay.
Southern fried chicken.
Southern fried chicken is that.
Is that one? Is delicious. I like that for. And the lamb
one.
chops. Look at them lamb chops, though.
Is this one.
I love lamb. Lamb's my favorite, though. Okay, tandoori must. Okay, cool for lamb. Yeah, okay, cool, amazing. So let me have a quick bite before you start.
So what that means is although the three of them are tandoori and one southern fried, they're all specific for specific meats.
Okay.
So that's the uniqueness of our brand,
okay,
as well as ready-made instant coatings.
Okay, and that's exactly what I want to ask you about in a few seconds.
Before you eat,
I need to go.
Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim.
Oh, then I'm just done your Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. I was gonna say, I started to say quietly though, but it's right. It's right.
Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. I'm gonna actually. What do you think?
It's proper nice, man. It's like you can taste them. It's a little bit spicy, but like a hint of spice in there. You can taste them masala though. You know what it tastes like? You know when you go to like a proper restaurant, bro. Honestly, it tastes proper like this one. It's homemade, isn't it?
Absolutely. And
guys, I'm not even joking with that.
And
it's proper, like the coating is proper.
And this was just made in 45 minutes. Like coating.
Really?
That's it.
And you know, I know that you don't need to mix anything because it's already mixed, right? So look, guys, I'm not a cook, but I do know a little bit about these marinades and it. So I want you to tell us, okay, you know, before we go into the marinades, right? I want you to tell us how it all begun, right? Because look, you know, you've got the different marinades, yeah? And we are going to touch, guys, on what marinades for which one, right? And as we're tasting, I want you to tell me a little bit more about each one. But I want you to start off and tell me, how did Ever East Masalas begin?
All praise be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who gave me this opportunity to start something like this. I always had an idea to do a business. And as you know, Dad always had businesses. And I always worked with him like my brother did. And one day I came home back from teaching psychology. And came back and I said to my dad, Dad, I want to do something different. And he said, what? And I said, I want to open a business. He says, oh, you're getting paid well. Why do you want to open a business? You got a good job. I said, Dad, it's not about that. It's something I want to enjoy. But I don't know what kind of business, but I want to work for myself. And that was my aim. Yeah, just pass me them. So from there, I spoke to Dad, asked his advice. He says to me, go and pray before you pray. After you pray, read 2 nafil prayer, and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give you an idea before you go to sleep.
Okay.
And that's exactly what I did. So I prayed, Isha namaz. and I prayed 2 nafal, made dua, went to sleep, and then I had this dream.
Okay.
I had this dream, and from that dream, I saw shelving, and I'm asking myself, you know, like you see Tesco and Asda, I'm saying, what is this? Why am I seeing these? I'm asking myself
In the dream,
and then I hear a voice, and in our own language, but I'll translate it in English. It said, Ayaz, why don't you do your dad's marinades? And I was familiar with my dad's marinades, so I got it from this.
Because your dad owned chip shops before, right?
Chip shops before, and he used to make these marinades in 1984, and he had a lot of chip shops with my uncle. They all worked really hard, and they were the first Asian Kashmiris to open a chip shop because they learnt from the Greeks.
Really?
Yeah, standard
Yeah.
chip shop. Yeah.
I never knew that. You know. Yeah.
Yeah. First.
That's a big thing.
Because you know you had other Asians, like
Yeah.
I'm saying like Indians or Chinese or something, but
Yeah.
you never had an Asian Kashmiri open. And these two, my uncle and my dad, both were the first ones.
Never knew that.
And you know, from there, you know, they started doing these marinades and that, and dad innovated his own marinades, so he did mixes. So he started doing a masala fish, he started doing a tandoori chicken, a lamb, a southern fried one, and these are all his recipes.
Well, you know what?
And then what happened was, in that dream, as soon as I got up from that dream, I went into sujood, pray, bowed to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and thanked him. And then I went to pray in the masjid, came back, and my mum and dad lived next door. Alhamdulillah, another blessing.
Yeah.
So, and they were praying, and then when I came in, and after their prayer, Dad sat down with me, and I told him, before I told him the story, he kind of pushed me away, and he said, why do you want to, I said, Dad, I want to get into food, and he said, you want to open chip shops? I said, no. Then I explained the dream. I said, look, I want to get these packs out.
Yeah.
And none of this was in the vision. This was later on.
So what? So you just said that I've had a dream and I've seen stuff out there. Yeah.
So I've had a dream, and I want to get a brand name, and want to get your recipes out all over England and then Europe and all over the world, inshallah, one day.
Inshallah, yeah.
And my dad tapped me on my back and said, well done, wow. Why didn't I think of that 20 years ago? I said, Dad, because you didn't have the dream.
Yeah.
And then it was kind of funny. And then from there, we were like, Dad was so interested. Then he backed me, about this. And then I spoke to my sister, Aisha. I explained everything. I showed her my vision, what vision I've got. She was really interested. And at that time, she was going through a bit trauma as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like family problems and that. And then, inshallah, this actually got her interested. So I explained everything, how we're going to do it,
okay,
how we're going to put the recipes together, as long as Dad can remember it. Then we both went back to Dad, and then we asked Dad, so you got to take us, you got to show us.
Yeah.
Then I took him to a warehouse, I think it was Gyro Cash and Carry, and Dad was on the wheelchair, so they said, you can't, because they're not covered for somebody, a liability who's in a wheelchair. So they said, I said, okay, is it okay for me to go and just pick out the spices and show my dad? And they said, yeah, you can do that. So he was waiting by the counter, and I was going on the...
You're running back and forth, like... Yeah,
back and forth on the trolley, pushing it, pulling it,
And what are you saying? I don't like this or like that? Was that...
This is for the fish one. This is, this one.
Was there anything he turned away? Or...
Yeah, he said, that ain't it, but this is. And he goes, yeah, I remember. So before I took him to the warehouse, I asked him, do you remember? Now, the reason why I'm telling you that is, but the viewers don't know, that Dad had a heart transplant in 2001. He was on 40 odd medications. Keep eating, man.
Yeah, no.
40 odd medications, and from that medications, it affects your memory, it affects your life.
Mm.
Somebody takes a paracetamol, you don't remember anything, like what happened last week or anything, because you get side effects. And the lamb chop.
The lamb chop, yeah, I'm going to taste that next.
And Dad was, and thank Allah that he remembered everything. Because hadn't he remembered, we wouldn't have got these recipes out.
One second, hold up, bro. No.
What, you don't like it?
I love it. No word of a lie, you know what? I'm going to say one thing, And I said this before we put the video on. I said that to you, innit? Right? And I know I'm interrupting the story, right? But I have to say it.
What?
When you came and you showed the chicken, I said to you, I said, when my mum makes it, it's a bit patchy and it doesn't look like the way you've made it, right? Yeah? I said, and then you explained that, yo, you asked my mum, said that she puts foil on it or something and that's why it takes it off, right?
That's
but
why it becomes
I didn't
patchy.
realize, bro, the amount of taste you've got inside this. Honestly, you know whatever, like, it's got a proper taste. Like,
And these are ovened. You can fry them as well.
guys, honestly, I'm not even joking with you. You've got that proper nice, like, it's that southern fried taste, but it's weird because it's not like the crispy texture. It's more of a smooth, crumbly texture, but it tastes the same as crispy chicken, so it's a different kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, sorry about that. I had to mention that because, bro, I'm telling you, like, I'm telling you right now, yeah, even though I tasted it before, this is a million times better than what I tasted last time. And I loved it last time as well. But it was just, that's what I'm I said, the patches, man, you know what I mean? And she goes, this is how I'm making it. And then when you mentioned it, I thought, yo.
So the taste that you got here, you got it at home, from home, made at home. So when you go into chip shop, they don't put that many spices or herbs in there.
Guys, no word of a lie. It's like KFC chicken, but it's just smoother because it's not fried, so it doesn't have that like massively crumbly, crispy thing. It's more smooth, and it just tastes banging. It just tastes delicious, man.
Yeah.
I'm not just saying it, cause man, I literally read it.
No, absolutely.
And I'm sorry I interrupted in the story, but I had to mention that at that point because, bro, it was a thought I had, and I thought, you know what, I've got to be real with you.
It's good to ask questions.
But yeah, so you were saying, so your dad went to the thing. He started looking at the spices, right?
So we made the fish one first. So we bought the ingredients home. We tried the fish one. So that took me 2.5 days to get the recipe right.
2.5 days?
Yeah, 2.5 days. So I only made one marinade at that time. And then
That was the Tandoori fish one first.
then my mother-in-law says to me, you've done a fish one, why don't you do a chicken one?
Okay.
I said, you know what, that makes sense. Because we're doing specific
Yeah.
meats. So let's do the chicken one as well. That took us about a week to make. We made that. Then the web designer who designed Ever East, you know, Asim, a big shout out to him, brilliant guy. He saw what our vision was. Yeah, he saw what our vision was, and we basically we made the logo together. Put it that way, you know, me, my sister, and him. So we kept on going back and forth and getting the name right as well, and all the lovely packaging that you can see. There's a lot.
Because you never started off like with the packaging, innit?
No, nothing at all. And then he said to me, "Why don't you do a lamb one?" So I made a lamb one, and that took us about 2 weeks to get the recipe right. So you'll taste that in a bit, which I'm tasting now.
And as you know, guys, lamb is my favorite, right? Lamb is my favorite food. But honestly, bro, like, this actually tastes so super delicious. Like, I'm not even lying to you, literally. You guys have made it proper, you know? And whoever cooked it is your, what you cooked it, yeah?
My wife, yeah.
Yeah?
God bless her.
Guys, she's a good cook as well because you know what? You know, the actual chicken, it's so tender and succulent. It actually is, you know that? It's so juicy. The actual chicken, guys, you see what I'm lying? Look, if you've been watching the video, you can see, you can even see the glistening. You can see it glistening. In fact, all of this actual masala are glistening though. Look at that. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but it's actually glistening.
Yeah. And these are because of the herbs that we put in there.
Okay.
So there's about 15 or 16 ingredients in each.
Okay.
So if you look at the back of the pack, which I can't touch now, at the end you can show it to the viewers. It says all these ingredients, and then it says mixed spices at the end. So imagine all these ingredients, and then put in our 15, 16 spices at the back, at the end. Mixed spices. That's our recipe.
So what are the mixed spices then exactly? Is that everything or like?
That's our recipe secret.
It's a secret recipe. Okay, it's a secret. Yeah. Cool. I was thinking because
I can't tell you that.
I think because you know what, bro? I've noticed every like.
You want some fries?
Yes, please. Yeah, thanks. So you know every what is it again? Every thing I've eaten so far, like the masala fish and the southern fried chicken, right? It has it's like an overdose of flavors. Like it has that explosion in it. It's not like it's one flavor. Does that make sense?
To be honest,
right? It's you can taste.
To be honest,
different things. I'm not that most amazing person when it comes to the names of certain flavors. You know what I'm saying? But I know. But what were you saying?
And you're not doing it because I'm your cousin.
No, I'm being real. Honestly, guys, because I'm being real. Like literally, bro. Guys, even as you was talking, could you not see me absolutely caning the food, bro? That's what bro, my people know, bro, if I like something.
See, I'm in too much into the flavors. I can't even eat the naan bread.
You know what?
You'll have to finish it.
Honestly, I'm enjoying this. I'm actually enjoying it. Even when I looked at the food, I thought, yo, this is going to be fire. You can tell when you look at food, though. But before everyone, you were about to say something?
Yeah, I was saying, you know, once we came home, and
Yeah.
then it took us like 2.5 days to make that. 1 week to make this. About 2 weeks to make that. And then at the end, I thought of a southern fried one as well. I thought that's for like, families and kids and that. Now, the good thing about the uniqueness, there's 3 things. First one is you don't have to mix paste or add anything to them unless you want it hot and chilly.
Okay.
We're about flamboyant flavors. That's all we're about. So kids, any age, can eat and cook it as well, as long as they got parental guidance if they're under the age, right? Anyone who's interested in cooking or wants to cook something for themselves, you know, they can do this under parental guidance from the age of, I'd say, 13, 14. And then obviously the adults from 18 to 60 can do this. The second thing about them is that you just rinse them with water and simply coat.
Nothing else needed?
Nothing else needed.
Because you've got all the things in there anyway,
All things are in there, and these are for specific meats. That's the other uniqueness thing about them.
And is that...
We're not about chili or hot.
Like I said, you can taste spicy, but it's not like proper, like... There's no, like, extreme spicy, but I'll tell you something right now, guys. I'm going to say this, right? With all due respect to the Arab community, right? I've got a lot of Arab friends, and you go to places and you eat like Arabs make food, right? With Arab food, I usually find it quite bland, right? And I thought that it's just bland because they don't put much spices in there. But I realized something now. The two I've tasted so far, southern fried chicken. You know what? I just remember what it tastes like. Have you tasted the KFC crisps, the new ones?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, that's the exact same like kind of flavor. I'm not even joking. When you taste the crisp, right, it's that kind of... Because you know when they try and make crisps, like southern fried chicken, yeah? And it has that flavour. I was just thinking, what does it remind me of? And it does. It does, because I had a pack of them.
And this one. And all of these.
Yeah.
So what happened was, before we launched,
Yeah.
the company that we used to buy the ingredients of, they got bankrupt.
Okay.
So they couldn't get the stuff. So we were like kind of panicking. You know, a week to launch. We need to get this right. So we went to another supplier directly.
Luckily.
And since then, you know, they're our main suppliers. So we've got like 3-4 flowers in each. And we've got 15-16 spices in each. That's why the coating doesn't come off.
I'm
You're talking about this here. And people think that
it's glistening. Actually, can you put that in the camera? 1 second, bro. It's actually glistening.
Yeah, it's the shine on there.
Like that.
That's without putting any oil or any yogurt or anything in there.
Which is amazing, and it makes it less hassle for people. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
and people save money. So these in the stores, we're in 300 odd stores across West Midlands, and these retail at $3.99 to $4.49 depending on what shop it is, and the small ones 100-gram packs in the 4 flavors, because we only do the 2 sizes in both. They retail at $1.99, but that $1.99.
the other bigger packs, obviously.
Yeah, so that $1.99 will save you spending £3 if you put all the ingredients together, even more.
And I think
100 gram.
People probably don't realize that first. Like some people are, and they might see a pack and think, "Oh,
this is not a normal." This is not a normal tandoori masala, guys. I have to go into shops and I have to explain that to them. Then I have to give them all the feedback, all the work that's gone. What I've mentioned before, like our story and what we put in there. These are ready made, so it tells you they're all in one. So when I explain that to the shopkeepers, because they said to me, "Oh, so and so tandoori masala is 89 pence.
Yeah.
Why is yours 1.99?"
They don't realize that.
They don't realize that it's not a normal tandoori masala. It's a marinade.
And that's what I was trying to explain.
Tandoori because we put more of that tandoori in there.
And that's what I was trying to
Then
explain.
we'll have different ranges.
So like
talking about the Arabs, Pastry House use this one.
Pastry House. Yeah. I haven't been there, but they use that. Yeah.
They use that for their meat. And they buy kilos off us.
Because this is what I was going to say to you, bro.
We do a kilo size as well for caterers.
Kilo size. Yeah. Okay, wicked. Guys, if you've got a business, check them out. I know some of you have been watching. Basically, in terms of the Arabs, right, the food I was saying, yeah? This is what I wanted to explain because, it's a vital point. With Arab food, it's quite bland, right? So you need a lot of sauces. That makes sense. Whereas, and I used to think, okay, it's just that it's not spicy because I love spicy food, me. But the thing is, with yours, these masala so far, I'm gonna taste the lamb chop right now, and you're gonna see my reaction because I don't know how it tastes yet. Yeah. But what I'll say is that it's so flavorful, and there's so many different flavors that it doesn't necessarily have to be really hot for me to love it, because I can taste a bit of this, a bit of that. And you know what? I'm crap at the names of like spices and herbs because I'm not the best. You know what I mean? Like, I know I can taste different flavors in my mouth. Like even aftertaste right now since we've been talking, I can still taste the southern fried chicken. You know?
Yeah.
There's that taste in there.
And you've tried the fish and the southern fried, haven't you?
Okay, there's so many. Yeah.
You've tried the masala fish.
Yeah.
And you've tried the southern fried.
Yeah.
Are they uniqueness in taste?
Yes. Proper
That's
nice.
our main selling point.
I think I can still taste that, and it's a strong taste.
So that's
in
another
the back of my
uniqueness. That's another unique selling point. But now taste the lamb one, and that'll be different.
Okay, let's taste this right, yeah. Okay, so we can do this. So as you can see, it's red. You just see that lamb inside. I love lamb, you know, guys. Oh. Now that is fire. That is fire, bro. I love it.
And
This one is-
flavors. It's got flavours.
This one is a bit spicy, right? No? You get that spiciness, that
Just on your tongue.
yeah, that hint of spiciness in it. Yeah, the
Otherwise,
creamy,
it'll be bland.
I mean, that creamy texture in there as well. Like it's proper creamy when you're having it in your mouth. It's not like because you got them. Obviously, the meat's cooked really well. Obviously, yeah, you know what I mean. But in terms of the actual spices, you can really taste the different flavors. And I said, I'm not the best when it comes to the names of each one, whether it's onions or ginger or etc. Right? But what I can say to you is that I can taste a load of flavors, guys, and it's very different because they all tend to have that texture. I've noticed that every one of these masala have got that smooth, kind of creamy kind of texture to them.
And
Isn't it?
they're all
Like,
different
yeah.
in taste. The amazing thing is, you know, you'll use other brands' products for the fish and the chicken and the lamb. The only difference will be one or two spices, one or two herbs. You must have noticed, you know,
it's usually quite similar.
very similar. And so what we did was we had to make them different.
I've noticed one difference. When you compare them both, that has the masala fish. It has more of a sort of. I think the lamb chop one has a little bit more of a zing to it in terms of the spicy side to it a little bit. Not too spicy, but it's that little bit of spicy side. Whereas the masala fish one has more of a little bit of a salty kind of flavor. Am I right in assuming these flavor, or just
All depends on how you make them.
okay?
So if you fry them,
Okay.
you will see the lemony. You will taste the lemony stuff.
Yes.
If you oven it or grill it, you'll feel the taste of the spices in there as well,
Yeah.
with the taste of the lemon and the salt. Whereas the lamb chops, yes, because they're ovened, mostly everybody ovens them or grills them or barbecues them. By the way, you can barbecue and grill each one.
You got like normal barbecue,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
someone's coming up. You know what I'm saying, guys?
Yeah. So you can put them on foil and, you know, make sure it cooks nice and stuff on the stews as well. The thing is, yeah, tandoori chicken. This is the one now, isn't it?
Really good. I just had that little bit of them. I tasted a little bit, but I wanted to actually. So now,
Although we
tandoori
claim-
chicken is a big thing.
Although
in
we
India.
claim
Yeah.
that our masala fish is the best
You reckon, yeah?
out of all of them, but the chicken and the lamb sell the most.
I do love the masala fish one. What I'll say is
More than the fish. Not that the fish doesn't sell.
everyone's got a different flavor, but I was really shocked about the southern fried chicken. But then again, as I say, I'm biased in this one because I love lamb. I love lamb, bro. So when I take a bite of lamb, automatically, you know what I mean? I traveled an hour, bro, in Barcelona. I traveled an hour to go to a restaurant which did the best lamb there.
Just put it.
Does that make sense? So that when it comes to lamb, I die for lamb, bro. But okay, look. So now this, it's not that wedding. You know when you go to an Asian wedding, guys?
Yeah. You know why? It's a good point that
Yeah.
you made there. Dad got this recipe
Yeah.
of a cook who used to do weddings back in 1980s. And he added to that.
It really has that wedding kind of taste, though. Yeah, so, you know when you're at a wedding and you're happy with the food, because that's the only thing you go to a wedding for the
But
food.
not nowadays weddings.
But you know what?
Not nowadays weddings food.
Okay,
It's the food. It's the recipe of the 80s.
I can taste yogurt in there, though. I can taste the yogurty kind of flavor. Like,
There's no yogurt in there.
it's got that yogurty kind of like, maybe it's a creamy texture as well, but
there's no yogurt in there.
you know what? This actually tastes really delicious, you know. This is different though. It's like, obviously the chicken cooks so well though. Guys, you gotta give it to her. But has cooked the chicken. Look at the chicken, guys. Look at that. Just look at that chicken. Just look at the way it just comes off. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's cooked so well.
No blood in there, and there's no water coming out. And the best way to do this, guys, whatever you're cooking, stroke it with a knife, the meat itself. You know, stab it if you want, but don't cut it off totally. And then wet it, cut it, and then coat it.
She made it so good though.
And then leave it in for about 45 minutes minimum, up to an hour, hour and a half. And then you're ready to fry it, grill it, or oven it.
So I want you to
without adding anything.
I want you to tell us, you know, in terms of building this brand, bro, right? Like, you know, it can't have been easy. Does that make sense? So, like,
It ain't.
obviously, from the start, I'd like you to summarize how it began at the start, because I know that you experienced a lot of negativity, right? Like, people didn't believe, probably thought around, like, you know, family members.
Yeah.
Oh, he's selling masala, what is he doing, right? Yeah?
Absolutely.
But I'll be real with you, you know, to me, when I heard he's selling masala, in my head, it made sense. I was like, yo, hold up, that'd smash it, because food is a big thing. You got something like a sauce or a masala, or, mate, you're going to smash it, guaranteed. So, if it's good, especially, and it has to be good. But tell us about how difficult it was at the beginning, because right now when you got all these stores and, you know, you're really taking off now, mashallah.
Alhamdulillah.
You know, tell us how it was at the beginning, man. Like, what was happening?
So at the beginning, when we made these recipes and stuff, and we started giving tasters to family first. So when I started giving tasters to family, the family kind of asked me, why are you giving us these tasters? And I said, well, I'm thinking of launching this. But a lot of them showed negativity towards me. Like, you know, I wouldn't say all of them, but some of them did. And he was like critic of, why are you doing this? You're mad. Why are you leaving your job? You know, and you're going to do this full time. And because I used to tell them, and for me, for any entrepreneur there, any young entrepreneur, you got to be passionate about what you're doing. And if you're passionate about what you're doing, you will succeed. I had faith in my product, in our product, me and my sister, and we had faith, and we had to make sure that we got to get it bang on. So as I was saying to you when you interrupted me, the last week to go, we have got a supplier, and till the last day before we launched at the NEC in 2019 in June, you can watch it, guys, on YouTube, a promo video, Ever East. Just watch it, and it's amazing. And we launched at the BBC Good Food Show. Now, who would do that, like, as a start-up business? Not many would do that.
Unless, you were on it like a bonnet. Like
unless you've been doing it for years and you're like KFC or McDonald's or someone, and you want to, you know, or anyone else, you know. But we did it because we believed in it. And I'm telling you, we were selling products there without cooked food. Because you need a license, you need a unit, you know. We got to that process, but we didn't have a license to cook. Because you needed to have a level 4 or 5. So now we've got all the certificates. But at that time we didn't. So I said to the lady, I'm just going to bring my marinades. You know, the manager. And I said to her, I'm going to bring the marinades. I'm going to put it on our table. And people are just going to smell it. She goes, that's fine. They smelt it and they bought the packs.
Just from smelling it?
Yeah, just by smelling it. And so many people got back to us. Where can we buy these from? And then we set up our website, which is www.evereastltd.co.uk. We're on social media, Instagram and Facebook as well, guys. So please follow us. And, you know, we're having quite a few competitions as well, as I mentioned to you, during Ramadan. And, yeah, from the negativity, it made me confident.
Yes, that's what I wanted to touch on.
So it was a positive effect on me. You know what? I'm going to prove them wrong. Then the same people came back to me and they said, we didn't know that you were going to succeed. And they look at the packaging and they saw the shops that we got.
It's a proper thing, mashallah, man.
And they said, wow, you know, we didn't think you were going to do this. We thought, you know, it's just going to be a normal masala in the packs, like people put in pots or see-through packs. And You're just going to put it in like that. I said, no, this is a product that one day, inshallah, is going to go into the multiples. In the Asdas, in the Tesco's, and
Inshallah, yes.
I pitched to coming to that point. I pitched to Asda when we did a pre-launch before we launched at the NEC.
Look, man went to Asda before they even launched.
Yeah. So Asda were there at MLE, the Muslim Lifestyle Show, and we, for the fun of it, we thought, you know what? Why don't we just take a stall there? And so we didn't have these packs. We had the see-through packs with our stickers on them, but with the same Evereast name.
Okay, yeah.
And people were amazed. So as the ladies came, whilst I wasn't at the stall and my sister was there, and then when I went to pitch, because you could go and pitch to them in a room, so I went and pitched to them, and I didn't have this packaging. I just had the foil, the film, and I had the stand-up pouches, but silver packs, so there's nothing on them. But the film had these pictures on. And when they saw this, they said, wow, when can we get it in? And I said, well, we can't get it in until June and that. And they said, no, we got to take the product in January for us to assess it and then get back to you and take your product in, because it's a long process. And, and then that's why we didn't take it there. But then I thought, you know what? We're going to get it all over England first through independent supermarkets and butchers before we hit the big boys. Because no point otherwise. Once our product's selling, which it is now, and alhamdulillah, in a year, I'd say in a year, inshallah, we should be in Tesco's, Asda's, Morrison's, Sainsbury's, Waitrose. I'd love this product in Waitrose.
That'd be sick. Now, mashallah, you know, honestly, like, it's a journey. Like, obviously, guys, it takes time. Like, obviously, we can't make this video too long, but in terms of really, if you analyze the situation as to where it started from, the dream it started off with, it's sad at the same time, I don't want to get emotional, but obviously your dad passing away, do you know what I mean?
That was really hard.
It was hard, and you know.
And he just passed away before the COVID.
I know, but I reckon that COVID wouldn't have been good for him anyway.
No, wouldn't have.
So I think the way, mashallah, he went was a better time. I don't believe he would have handled COVID. Yeah,
4,000 people.
Yeah, mashallah, 4,000 people at the funeral. Now, in terms of when it was COVID, you couldn't have more than 30 people. You know what I mean? So everything happens for a reason.
He was very lucky.
Very lucky.
And then
pious man, religious man.
When that see, if that happens to you,
yeah,
you know how hard it is.
Yeah.
It's hard to, because my dad was my mate, not just my dad. You know, I could share a lot of things with him. You know, we had that friendship, we had that bondship. All the cousins know that anyway, and all my mates know.
Obviously, being the oldest son as well, you know.
Yeah, and you know, him helping me, the drive he had, the passion he had it more than me, and that's why we succeeded. Because I said to my sister, you know, because she was really close to him as well. I said, we gotta pick ourselves up. Dad's gone now, so we can't let that affect this. His legacy has to live on.
And I respect that. I think that's the reason why I do these videos, is to share that, you know, no matter what happens, right, you just gotta keep going. And you know, that's a big hit. That is a big hit, and I understand that. And I understand, obviously, it's not going to be easy for you, but I think that to make this business flourish the way it is already, and where it's going to be in the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 years, inshallah, right? Inshallah. 20 years, 50 years, 100 years, you know, in terms of longevity, I, you know, believe that, you know, he'd be looking, and, you know, he'd be happy, bro, that, you know, this is it. Look, and guys, you know, I want you to focus to understand one thing. You know, your dad left with my uncle, my dad's my mom's brother, you know what I'm saying? He taught, if you really think about it, his life was there to teach you, mashallah, you know what I mean, a lot of things. He taught you about business. You tried many businesses with him. You had the takeaway, but obviously when you had the heart attack, you know, things had to change.
With the cosmetic shop.
Yeah, the cosmetic shop.
He backed us all the time.
By being with him, as you said, he might have had more drive than you, but you were seeing that drive that was rubbing off on you because you're the average of the people you surround yourself with. So because you were around him,
very true.
That was sort of rubbing off on you, because some people they gravitate towards energy, and if you're a negative person, you're gonna go away from it. But you were so positive, and you understood that drive that you know.
From day one, when we got this branding going, from the name to the packaging, me and my sister we sat in a meeting every single day with our dad, are we doing it right? Is this right? And then Dad was giving us, indications of doing this, doing that, guidance. Make sure you're good with people. Make sure your recipe's the best, and people, no matter what, will buy your recipes, even if you're more competitive. And we are a little more competitive, but if you look at the big picture, we're not.
You're not.
Because
Adds up.
it adds up.
Adds up.
So if you're going to buy, ginger powder, you're going to buy garlic, you're going to buy tandoori masala, you're going to buy garam masala, and you mix them all up. Imagine how many packs you're buying. And then you got to buy the 3-4 flowers that we put in as well. And you're going to make that 100 gram. How much is it going to cost you?
It's like buying a tracksuit for, I don't know, someone says that tracksuit's £150, for example. But then you're like, wow, okay, that's expensive. But then someone else might be selling the hoodie and the bottoms, but the hoodie's £80 and the bottoms are for like £70 or £80 or £90. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's like, you don't realize it that it's actually working out for you in a better way because you're actually getting everything. You're not having to add this and that and that and that and that, mixing all that mess. None of that, mate. Whack it in the thing. Obviously, yeah.
The way I say it, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Leave the mixing to us. You just eat.
That's it. I mean, and I reckon you could seem like a professional cook. Your family members could come down to your house. That's true, isn't it? You know what I mean? You could be married. Your wife doesn't. Oh, you're keeping it halal. You know what I'm saying? So you're married, yeah, and you're having a date night with your wife, right? And obviously you're there with your wife, and she probably hasn't realized. But you just say you've watched this video now, and you're thinking, okay, marinades. I didn't know how to cook. So she comes home. You've got it all together. And she's like, oh my god, how do you make this? And you could be like, no, don't worry, you know.
We've had reviews back on Instagram, Facebook, and I've had private messages sent to us, as well as Google reviews, and saying that we cook this. Our dad never loves fish, and we cooked this one lady. We cooked it for our dad using your fish masala. He absolutely loved it, and he said, "Did you make this?" And
I love
said,
it.
Yeah. And I didn't tell him that it was your recipe, but it's for everyone.
I respect that, man.
And anyone can make it, and it's not, hard. So we haven't even hit up north yet, and we haven't hit London, apart from
I think it's gonna go mad.
shops. So, but we've hit from Birmingham all the way to Watford, and Birmingham all the way to Stoke. We're going now.
Guys, honestly, and that doesn't mean that because it's not in them areas that you can't purchase it. No. You can still order it. It can get delivered to you online. But in terms of shops, it's not in the shops, right?
Yeah, just make sure you have it, the address on there.
Yeah. So you can check that out. It'll be in the description as well, guys. But final thing is, I want to just touch on this because obviously we haven't got long left, right? Guys, I want you to just give a bit of motivation because I want you to understand something. If hopefully you've been watching the video the whole way and understood. My cousin's Ayaz, I call him Papa Ayaz, you know what I'm saying? That's what you call him, yeah? Obviously, life, but, obviously your childhood and stuff like that, it weren't easy, right, yeah? To say the least. We're not going to touch on too much, but what I'm saying is that, he was a well-known guy, you know what I'm saying? Like, mashallah, he's always known as a humble and good person, but I'll be real with you guys, growing up, he was someone who, people respected me as a cousin of his, that the older people wouldn't say anything in the area because he weren't someone who was a trouble causer, but he'd stand his ground for his family. Do you know what I mean? Like I remember my older brother got bullied once. You know what I'm trying to say? I don't know if you remember. I'm not going to do it, but someone tried bullying my older brother, and he was a big guy. You know what I'm saying? And the guy was older, and then Baba Ayaz come down and just gave him a good talking to. He could think, look, listen. That this is my cousins, right? Yeah, and the moment they saw him, they knew, and it was crazy because how in the movies you get bullies. I still remember, man. But
I don't.
I remember you get bullies, and then you get someone who's like in a movie. You get like the superhero who's come, right? So they're a good person, like they don't cause any trouble, but people know. No, you were at that point you were, bro. Like I just remember that situation. And
you know what it is with us cousins, alhamdulillah. If we stand together, our family, I think with our kids, I think there's 200 of us.
Yeah.
One side, dad's side.
Yeah, got so much of it.
And alhamdulillah, God gave us, strength. God gave us money. God gave us, patience. God gave us humbleness. We weren't troublemakers. None of us are troublemakers. We can stand you know, are grand.
Mashallah.
But you know, we thank Allah for that.
Mashallah.
He has the power of everything.
You're right, man.
Nobody else.
And this is what I want you to. This is what I want you to sort of end this video with, right? In terms of your motivation for the youth, because how can one see a lot of kids nowadays, especially, but not just kids, anyone, people try and gain respect by trying to put fear into people or trying to, you know, like be bullies or try and do things the haram way. But you were able to build respect through being a halal guy, right? Doing good things, being nice to people.
I like that halal guy.
But yeah, halal guy, yeah. So but then, you know, still being respected within a deprived area, which a lot of people think, oh, you can't really do that though. You have to be this, you know, maybe you have to be a drug dealer, maybe you have to do this just to gain that respect. But you obviously proved otherwise, and you've had multiple businesses which have flourished, but this is going massive right now as well. So I want to just give that motivation to the people out there, bro. And, you know, just get it off, man.
All I'm going to say to the youth out there, and, you know, my younger brothers, you know, nephews, whatever you want to, you know, whatever I want to call them, you know, to all the people out there, even the elders out there, you know, it's never too late. Never too late. I went back into education after 10 years, and everybody said to me I was mad. And then I went and I did a psychology degree. I was going to do a doctorate, but I was married with kids, and then I couldn't do that. So then I went into teaching. But the thing is, you know, never give up and follow your dream. I know I've had a physical dream, but what I mean is, you know, you don't have to have a dream, but you should have a dream. You know, you don't have to sleep to have a dream. You should have a vision. You should have a dream. Like what you say in your videos all the time, mashallah, all the time. And it's true, you know, and never think that it's too late. Never think that. I never let anyone put you down. From the negative people, just move away. Give them side, move away. You don't need them in your life. You know, you need positive people, positive role models. And once you've got an environment with you, in that sense, then you can achieve, and you're never a failure. I did many businesses, as you know. I went to university late, you know, I did all that, but I never gave up. So I learned all the time from a psychological perspective. You're learning out through your lifespan. So, you know, throughout your lifespan. So, you know, you could be learning, like today you learned about the marinades, you know, and had you not tried them, you wouldn't have known.
Guys, I'm getting fat today. Okay, you've noticed, I know I don't stop eating, but guys, I'm not. Stop eating the whole, have you noticed that?
I just ate the fish.
I got a fish.
And a drumstick.
No, but I've been caning you. Have you ever seen me? But I've been like,
carry on, mate.
No, my belly's getting full now. I'm like, yo, what's going on? But literally, you know what? I respect what you just said there, bro. And that means a lot, you know, staying positive, surrounding yourself with the right people, having a vision, having goals and dreams. And I think your story is testimony to that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what made me, just one more point, what made me stay on the right path is getting married at a younger age. So I was just under 20 when I got married. But at that time, it was the right time for me. I'm not saying it's the right time for everyone else, but it was the right time for me. So I know some kids out there, they leave their marriage longer. So they go astray in the sense that they get into crimes that they shouldn't. If they have a spouse or someone or a kid, they would understand, you know what, we can't end up in prison. But you know, all my mates, you know, how rough they were. But obviously, you know, you have to yourself within have to be strong.
I respect that.
You got to make that choice.
And it makes sense in terms of marrying. And I tell you one thing though, I don't think there's many girls who can cook as good as this nowadays though. I'll tell you straight, bro.
That's why I'm married.
No, it's true though. No, but now at least we've got the marinades. At least they've got the women have got the marinades, and the men can cook as well. Not just women, so men are cooking as well. You know what I mean? So,
I actually marinated them today.
Really?
Yeah.
You marinated them?
I marinated them. She cooked them. So we did 50-50.
He's taking her credit now. She cooked the food. I'm joking.
She did, yeah.
Yeah, she did, but she made it so nice, no?
Yeah, mashallah.
Mashallah, guys. You know, it's been amazing. It's been a great video, right?
Thanks for.
I mean, it's a pleasure. It's been a long time, but we did it.
Alhamdulillah.
We got the hoodie on as well, you know what I'm saying? The Evereast hoodie. Guys, check them out on Instagram. Evereast. Evereast Limited. As I said, they're in the shops, but if you're not from Birmingham, anywhere around the UK.
A lot of people were mixing or coating our products with other products and that. So we made 4 videos now last week.
Okay.
So they should be soon out. So we'll upload them. So guys, follow us and check us out.
Okay, amazing. The videos will be, because I'm uploading this at that point anyway, like next week. So hopefully they'll probably be out at the same time. Yeah. Okay, but what I was gonna say, guys, yeah. So make sure you check them out. I'm sure you've enjoyed hearing my cousin's story. It's weird when I call him Papa Ayaz, as I've told you guys. So when I say, obviously,
Papa means older brother.
Yeah, Papa means older brother, because
for those of you who don't understand,
some people think Papa means dad in it in Asian community, or like Papa, but yeah, Papa means like older brother. So basically, I'm sure you've enjoyed the story about Daddy's recipe as well, as you can see. And if I don't know if you noticed one thing,
it's on the package as well.
It's on the package. The story's on the package as well. Just to let you know, guys, as you can see, this is all in chronological, whatever kind of order, because I don't know if you realized, but we put them in the order they were all.
Oh yeah.
You created in, and that weren't me that told you to put them. That's when I realized when you were saying it that that's why you wanted them to put in the way, because he goes, I'll put this there, put that there. And when you started saying it, I didn't want to interrupt you again, and I was like, okay, and then I understood it. But guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel, make sure you like the video, make sure you share the video, make sure you comment, share, comment, I don't know. But anyways, guys,
Naveed
Central! Actually, let's give it one. 3, 2, 1. Naveed Central! Peace and love, guys. Make sure you like, comment, and share. As I said, take care. Check out every East. Naveed Central!